masturbation when it was declining, and I'm like, what? Let me tell you something. When you're fully into a man, talking about 100%, we sometimes date people's potential. Hi guys, it's Nambi here. I specialize in the kitty. I specialize in all things women. It's the rise of the feminine. Today we're going to be talking about why your kitty may not be getting wet. So first, let's talk about the vagina itself. What I want you to think of the kitty as is another brain. It's another brain, just like the brain in your head. It's a whole nother brain with its whole different systems and everything like that. And I like to think it is connected to the brain that we already have because, of course, you know, having a vagina is so mental. Like everything with your vagina is mental. Don't think of it any other way. It's mental. It's important to understand how women operate. We operate off our emotions. We operate off our minds. So that brings me to my first point. Number one, you are not fully into him. Now, another thing with women, we sometimes date people's potential. We're not actually looking at the person that they are right now. We're actually dating their potential. Like, oh, he could be, he could be a good husband one day. Oh, he could be a good businessman one day. He could make me happy one day. And that sometimes can affect us in the sexual department because when you're having sex, it's a reality check. You're not dating his potential. You're having sex with exactly who he is at that moment. So sometimes it is a killer and, you're not that turned on. You may feel that you are. You're like, dang, I really do love this guy. And I like the way he looks. I mean, he's attractive. I want him inside of me. But again, it's a brain. Your kitty is a brain. Your kitty can pick up on anything that's going on up here. Okay. It's not translating, boo. It's not translating. And that's another thing. Like women, we often feel like we have to be so nice and we have to just cover up the way that we feel so that they feel good. And oftentimes we do settle. We're like, okay, because women, we were told our whole lives, like, if you find a good man, keep him. If you find a man that does this, keep him because you may never find him again. And you don't have that many options. And, so sometimes we're just like, okay, he's a good guy. And I mean, I guess I'll get a chance on him, and you basically settled and, just for those small things. And, now you're having sex with him and it's just not what you need it to be. Your vagina is not reaching its maximum pleasure because, again, it's not translating. Let me tell you something. When you're fully into a man, I'm talking about 100%, and you are so into him. Let me tell you something. Because for me, I finally felt this year. I'm almost 25. I felt this year for the first time to fully be 100% into a man, not 95, not 100%. When you like everything about them, they are good to you mentally, emotionally. 100%. When you're fully into a man 100%, your vagina reacts totally different. Okay. Totally different. The man can walk in the room and your vagina is hot. She's hot. She's ready to go. Hot and ready. Little Caesars. And I mean, ready to go. And then your vagina, it instantly gets wet when they touch you. I mean, it's almost like a restart. When you were a virgin and those little touches felt like high sensations. And, as you start to grow older, it goes down a little bit. It's like a renewal when you get this 100% fully into type of thing. Like, when you know. And speaking of, let me tell you how you're 100% fully into someone. Now, this can vary depending on different women. It can vary. It can vary because some women have very much power over their vagina. How you're fully into someone is if you masturbate and you think of them and you reach your climax. I myself tried this before. And it was with an ex-boyfriend. I, tried to think of them while I was masturbating and nothing happened. The masturbation it was declining. And I'm like, what? I really like him. I love him. That's my man. I love him. But it wasn't translating. And I'm going to keep saying that so it can stick in your brain. It's not translating. So yeah, try to masturbate, think of him. And if your body reacts in a way of like, oh my God, climax, I'm here. If like, okay. My next point, number 2, he does not know what he's doing. From the time men are younger, you know, they kind of never learned about female anatomy. Most men now, they don't even know where the clit is. They kind of just search for it. They know it's in that middle slit part and they just search for it. You know, a lot of them was never taught. It was never a thing to learn female anatomy. It's not important. You know, women don't, it's not important. Just know that they can have babies for you. A lot of men just don't know our anatomy. The thing with women is we are so different. All of us are so different. We have different recipes to pleasure. We have different temperatures. We have different wet levels. We're just very different. And I think men take an approach of, oh, my ex like this or this girl like this, so I'm going to do this to the next girl. And, you know, hopefully they get the same reaction. You know, it's like an ego thing. A lot of women, we lie a lot. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings and say, I don't like that. I'm sorry. It doesn't feel good. You know, we don't like to do that. At this big old age, I'm going to tell you, hey, that's too fast. I don't like that. That's a mental game as well, because when you tell a guy, I don't like that, they end up wanting to please you. They end up wanting for you to like it. Like, okay, wait, what am I doing wrong? I want to please you. Because it's an ego thing. Men are ran by their ego. And then there's guys who have like big penises, and they think because they have a big penis, that's all that is just awesome. I have awesome sex because I have a big penis. No. First of all, that even can be worse because it's so big. The vagina is not that big, and you're just like, you know, pushing it in and thinking that you're just doing a good job. No. You know, with those things, you might not be getting wet because he does not know your body. He does not know what you need and what you want, and you're not speaking up for yourself. You know, you have to speak up, and also you have to know your own anatomy. That's why I have my businesses, Kitty Craze, Fresh. I want women to understand their anatomy, and I want women to know what they like and know what they want, and really see how much of a prize it is to own a kitty. You know, and if he does not know your body, he does not know how to push your buttons. A lot of men do the most basic things. Okay, kiss on the neck, you know, this and kiss on the neck, kiss her belly, kiss her thighs, you know. And some women don't, it doesn't do anything for them. You can try to play with her nipples because your last girl like that, and it does nothing for them. And that's another thing, porn. A lot of people have learned sex through porn, and they feel that, especially men, they feel like, oh, it's supposed to go this way and she's gonna like this. And, you know, it's a big problem because sex is so much deeper than just, you know, these surface level things. And you wonder why your woman is not reacting to you. She's not creaming, she's not squirting, she just has that basic wetness. You know, you can feel it gliding, but it's not like a explosion. She's not orgasming. Yeah, learn her body. Low confidence. Like I said, it is a mental game. Your vagina is mental. You know, standards say your vagina is supposed to look a certain way. You know, there's women with those big clits and like very large minora labias, and you know, it might be saggy and they call it roast beef, and then you get nervous about it. You don't want to show it. And like I said, it's mental. And I want y'all to understand, there's no normal vagina. It's women getting surgeries today, cutting off that extra labia, not knowing the sensations that's in those extra. If you have a big clitoris, I know it's probably like weird. You probably feel weird because it almost looks like a penis because it's so long and it's like in the middle. Start to love it. Start to love every part of you. And I know that's so cliche to say, but I really mean that, because if your confidence is low, you're in your brain, he's down there doing whatever, and you're in your mind the whole time. You're like, oh my gosh, what if he doesn't like it? Oh my gosh, my vagina's probably ugly right now. Oh my gosh, the smell. I don't know. Does it smell good for him? And you're just so in your head that you cannot focus. You cannot focus on the pleasure because you're so deep into everything else that's going on. And like I said, it's a mental game. If you cannot control here or down there, you won't be getting wet. You won't be having any pleasure, actually. You're probably just gonna enjoy the heat of another human being, but that maximum pleasure is not coming if you can't focus on the pleasure. The only way I can say like, oh, he doesn't like it, will probably be you can see in the actions. So like, his penis is not getting erect while he's or like it was erect when he was kissing you, and then he saw your vagina and it goes down. Now I get that. That's embarrassing because I would have stopped. If you don't like it, I don't like it either. If it's still erect, man, he does not care. He does not care. Please just go do your thing. And a lot of women are also, they don't like the way they look when they get naked, or maybe you're overweight, maybe you got stretch marks, maybe you had a baby and you got a C-section. Some women don't like the way they look when they are naked, but let me tell you, most men don't care. Their standards are very low. They don't. Men rarely care as long as that vagina is good, honey. So yeah, if you're in your head the whole time, like, oh, I don't look good while I'm naked. Oh, I probably look like a cow. I don't like the way I look. Listen, if you're overweight, he knows what you look like when you take off your clothes. He's seeing your body when he approached you. Don't even think about that. If you're going to have sex and be like that, you shouldn't have sex until you gain the confidence too, or at least do it in the dark so that you can, kind of gain a little confidence. Yeah, you're just going to be wasting time, because sex is a really great thing to have. And if you're going to be insecure the whole time or like low confidence, then, just gain a little confidence and then get back in the field. So yeah, low confidence is definitely a reason why you may not be getting wet or you may not be experiencing full pleasure. Now, number 4, trauma, stress. In this day and age, we have a lot of stress going on, a lot of trauma because, inflation. And, it's just a lot going on in this world. And especially if you have kids, it's just so much to think about. It's so much to do. And like I said, the kitty is mental. If it's not translating, how can I get wet when I'm thinking about all the 30 bills that I have to pay? How can I get wet if I'm thinking about the fires in Hawaii? Sometimes we just push through because maybe our man wants it, or maybe because you want it, but you won't reach maximum pleasure that way. You may have trauma from past relationships, molestation, things like that. I won't go too in depth about that because that's a very deep topic, but that could be a reason why you're not getting wet. If you do have trauma or if you are stressed, do look into that and, see if that could be a reason too. And that brings me to my number 5, health and diet. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. If you're not taking care of your kitty, or you're not giving her what she needs, the nutrients that she needs, the foods that she needs, it can affect the way that you're performing sexually, and the amount of fluids that's coming out of you, and the smells and things like that. So I won't go too far into that. The link is in my bio to shop my products and things that can help you get wet and assist you with that. We are going to date with intention. We are going to date guys that we actually like, that we're fully into, that is fully feeding our souls, our minds. Date with intention. It is so worth it in the end to be with someone that is feeding your soul. When you actually do give them the kitty, you just feel so liberated about it. Your whole body is charged, and you just feel, you wake up the next day looking like you glow, like the sun is behind you, like you just glowing. 2, be honest. Let's start. If you do have a man and he may not be getting the job done, let's start being honest. Like, hey babe, I don't like that. Hey babe, I'm not interested in that. hey babe, I actually like when you do this. You know, do positive reinforcement. Don't try to beat them down, but you know, like, hey babe, I actually do like when you do this. I don't really like that one, but I do like this. Don't beat his ego down. Even when we're in the action, let's start stopping people. Hey,
what you doing? I don't like that.
That does not feel good. Oh, stop. I don't care if it throws off the mood. I don't care if you want to still be sexy. I don't care if you want to keep him around so badly that you just don't want to tell the truth. Please start telling the truth. If you care about yourself and you love yourself that much, start telling the truth. 3, we are going to heal our traumas. We are going to heal our traumas, getting down to the root of the problem. If you're stressed out, you know, before you do have sex, you can do some meditations. You could do some breathing techniques and things like that. The next thing you're going to do to change the problem is gain some more confidence, gain some more self-love. Love yourself a little more. Like, all of us went through that period where we kind of, you know, our confidence was a little low. But don't stay there. All right, that concludes my video. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are subscribed, thank you so much.